Hi loves, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a fresh spring look using products from the new Soleil Summer collection by Tom Ford. And I really hope you enjoy. First up, skincare, and I am a big fan of Paula's Choice, so I'll be using the Skin Recovery line. It does tend to be a little bit white upon first application, but once you work it into the skin, the white will disappear. I'm going to use a foundation that I've been trying out for 2 weeks now, and I am absolutely crazy about it. True Skin Serum Foundation by Ilia Cosmetics, and I'll be using the color SF3. Now it has a super shiny texture to it, but it really leaves the skin feeling like skin, like it's hydrated, and it feels more like skincare than it does a foundation. It came in and I was so surprised because it was an actual skin match, which hardly ever happens when you get in a sample. Now whatever is left over on my hand, I will grab and I'll dab it in with my fingers. Luckily my blemishes aren't that bad this week, so I'm able to use a concealer with a little bit of a lighter texture. So I'm going to use the All Hours concealer by YSL. I do love to keep the coverage under the eyes as little and light as possible. I do have a few lines, small lines, and if I put a little bit too much product on there, it will crease the minute I walk out the door. To set the under eye area and any places I might develop some oil during the day, I'm going to apply a little bit of blot powder by MAC in medium. I'm using a very small fluffy brush to apply the powder, because otherwise I might powder off in places where I don't need that much powder, and let's be honest, for dry skin, powder is your enemy. Because summer is around the corner, the sun has started shining again, I want to look a little bit more healthy than I normally do. So I'm going to use the Rosewood Bronzer by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the lightest of the 5 matte bronzers she has released. Because I haven't applied any powder on my cheekbones, you need to have a very light touch and be careful where you place the bronzer. So what I normally do is swipe the brush over the mirror so you can distribute the product, and then slightly swipe on the bronzer where you like it. To get even more rosy, I'm going to use the Sheer Cheek Duo by Tom Ford in Paradise Lust. I like to keep my blush quite high because I have hollows underneath my eyes. I want to round out the area before I apply any highlighter. When applying a powder highlighter, it is very easy to go overboard, so apply caution, especially with a cooler undertone. It might look more like metallic than that you're glowy. I have to say, I thought it was going to be super potent, but it is actually kind of foolproof. It is not so harsh and not so shimmery that you can go overboard very easily. So, I'm going to say this once in my life, don't hold back. Today I want to keep my brows very soft and very light, so I'm going to use number 14 brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills combined with dipbrow in granite, because it is the most ashy of the dip brows, and I think this is the most wonderful color. I myself, believe it or not, am dark ashy blonde, so I need something that is light enough but also grey enough, and dipbrow for me is the absolute perfect match. The key, in my opinion, to using dipbrow is to keep your pressure very light, from this to this. On to eyes. I am going to use the green bottom of Emerald Isles. I'm going to have to see what I'm going to do with the gold topping. And the one thing I absolutely love about cream eyeshadows is that there's no fallout, and it is always very easy to correct. Once I've got my shape in place, I just go in with a very tiny fluffy brush, because I haven't blended it all the way up to the brow or even into the crease. I want to blend it out very, very neatly. It sets into the skin really nicely after a while, so you can actually build in texture and color. Now the emerald clearly turns into somewhat more of an army green, which is actually pretty nice. Now I'm gonna go in with the gold from the top of the product, and I am going to highlight here and there. I just tightlined the upper lash line because it will help me create a fuller lash without actually having to apply false lashes. Not that I don't like false lashes, it's just that I find them very uncomfortable, and this way I feel I don't really need to apply extra than what I have naturally. One tip I always like to give is, if your mascara is not giving you as much volume as you would want, or if your lashes sag during the appliance of the mascara, then you might want to leave it open for half a day just to dry out a bit, so it is easier to apply and build volume when applying your mascara. On to the final stage of this makeup, I'm going to use a Tom Ford lipstick from the same collection called number 07 Paradiso. Now for everyone who isn't a real big hero with lipstick or with tight edges, just take your ring finger, dab the edges to give it a little bit of a diffuse look, and your lips will look huge. Now for the finishing touch, some new earrings.